Okay, so question 5 of the final exam reviewed. It's also a projectile motion problem. Looking at the context that a certain projectile is launched with initial speed v0 and v0 at its highest point its speed is 1/3 of that initial speed. What was the launch angle? So it's kind of a maybe difficult question to read or to interpret, and it's based on vectors. So if I just draw a sketch of this projectile, so it's sort of launched here at some angle with some sort of initial speed, and as it will eventually get to the top, eventually it will come back down again, of course. This might be its. So we know in a sense at the beginning it's launched with some sort of initial launch speed here, v0, and then we know at the top. So at the top it still moves, so it's moving with a speed of 1/3 v0. So at the highest point, the y velocity is 0. So I know at the highest point it's just an x velocity. So the v here is 1/3 of v0. And the key thing to answering this question is noting that the x velocity of a projectile does not change if we assume there's again no air resistance. So if there's no mention of air resistance, I would make the assumption that there is none. There should be a period there. So what I do know is that this x velocity is what it has at the beginning, what it has at the end at all times during the flight. So what we can state here is that we have this initial launch speed. We do know that the x velocity, the x component of that velocity, is 1/3 of v0, and it's launched at some angle theta. So I can see here I'm trying to relate the adjacent side to the hypotenuse. So I know the cosine of theta is the adjacent, so 1/3 of v0 over the hypotenuse. So I'm going to cancel out with those. So I know that theta, cos theta is 1/3. So theta will be the cos inverse of that third. And that, if you do that in your calculator, you should end up with 71 degrees. And that's it, yeah. So the question is sort of based on the knowledge that at the highest point Vy is 0. That's very an important point to make. So then at the highest point you only have the x velocity component at the very top, and then that's a constant throughout the motion for a projectile with no air resistance.